In just a few weeks, it will be 2025 and the UK cricket pre-season will be underway. And if you've done absolutely nothing since last season, this video is for you. So ideally, you would have put in 3 months work in the off season, but if you haven't, that's absolutely fine. We can still get cracking ahead of April. And this video is obviously made for UK cricket players who start their season in April. But if you're from somewhere else in the world, you can just apply this to your cricketing schedule, just have your season and take away 3 months, and that's where we're starting. So if you're starting from scratch in January, there's 2 things we'll mainly be working on. The first one is improving your movement quality, because ultimately, you probably haven't done much movement for 3 months. You're probably very tight through your hips, very tight through your back. You might have a few niggles have come into your life. You maybe are playing some other sports, but maybe not. But overall, your movement quality from when you were pretty active during the cricket season to now has probably gone downhill. So the first thing we'll look to get back is your movement quality, and we'll do that through a lot of mobility work. But not only mobility work, by getting in our strength training. Strength training isn't just strength training. When you're doing strength exercises, let's say a squat, you're still putting your knees through a range of motion. And that's all we do in mobility exercises, but you're just doing it under load. So simply by moving, even if you're doing strength training, you're gonna improve your movement quality as long as you're doing it well. The second and main thing we're gonna work on during January is then building capacity. I think this pen's running out. By capacity, I essentially mean endurance in your muscles. And if we were to imagine our pre-season as a bit of a pyramid, I'm going to redo that because that was terrible artwork. Cut. Magically, we've now got a pyramid. So if we imagine our pre-season, we want our base to be really strong, and that's going to be, we want to build a really strong base level of capacity from which to build on in February and March. If we go in at 100%, we're going to get injured, we're going to break down, and then we're going to take niggles and injuries into the season, which we don't want to do. So we don't want to go out the traps flying, we just want to focus nice and simple to start with, focus on movement quality and getting in a bit of capacity level strength. Looking ahead to February, in February, this is where we've got a bit of movement quality, we've got a bit of capacity in our muscles, so now we can look to really add some strength. So strength is our real focus for February. One thing I should have mentioned in January, because we're focusing on capacity, reps will probably be a little bit higher. So reps will be between 12 to 15, probably on most exercises. In February, reps will then drop. So we're then probably looking at some hypertrophy. So we'll be probably between 8 to 12 reps. Once again, this could vary depending on the exercise, but as a rough guideline, it'll be 8 to 12 reps. So we're building our strength on top of our capacity. In an ideal world, and if you take this advice on hand, what I'd suggest for next off season, so next off season, your main goal, and what we've been working on with all of our players, is from October, November, December, our goal is strength. That allows us really big strength block so we can get really strong. A lot of strength gives you a lot of force in your tank, which then you can turn into power later on in the phase. But in our strength phase, February, be quite fun training. You'll get really strong, you'll get some good pumps on, you'll get really good muscle. And before you know it, you're 2 months in to your pre-season, you built your capacity, you built the strength. Now we want to add the icing on top. So the icing on the top in the cricket world, whatever position is power. So then our power is at the top of that pyramid. What a lot of people will do is they'll go straight in at this power point, at which it can be helpful, but ultimately if you're doing power work without capacity, you're probably going to break down. If you're doing power work without strength, the actual power output you're going to have, or power output potential you're going to have, is going to be much less. So it's really important we do it in this order. We build capacity, we build strength, then we transfer all of that through high rate of force development movements, such as jumping, such as ballistic exercises where we throw medicine balls, for example. It's really important we then add power on it to the top, and that gives us some nice transfer of training into cricket, so we're ready to go come April. Our power training, we're then going to have even less reps, so it might be 3 to 5 reps, but once again, that's going to depend on the exercise, and also because ultimately 12 weeks is a decent amount of time to train, but it's not all the time in the world. There's going to be some crossover in between these phases. Hopefully that makes sense. This will then allow you to get to April a stronger, more robust, more powerful athlete, allowing you to go into 2025 2025 season in a better place than you were right now at the end of 2024. If you've got any questions about any of that, drop it in the comments below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And if you want all of this put into a program that's ready for you this Christmas, then head to our website and try our pre-season 12-week program, or give me a message and we can look at maybe making you a bespoke program if you want something a bit more tailored to you. But we've got plenty of options. So yeah, head to our website or give me a message. You can email me at sam@cricketfit.co.uk and I'll be back after Christmas with more cricket-specific fitness content.